Hello, fellow lightworkers and friends who are here on this planet at this very critical time to usher in the new age. As you can tell from my demeanor right now, it's a very suffocating time. I think I speak for a lot of us when I say that. Us very sensitive beings, we're very ultra sensitive to what's going on right now. It is a horrible, beautiful, crazy, intense, dark, powerful time. I don't think there are enough adjectives to use to describe this time, and I think that's telling of what we're going through, and it's a definite transition. I think a lot of us lightworkers right now are kind of hovering in that space between, it's almost like we have a foot out and a foot in, because we can feel so much, and it's sometimes too hard to handle. I've been called to post another Lightworker update. It is a time where we really need to be in our clearest minds and our clearest hearts, and in order to do that, frequency is of the essence right now. Frequency comes from the word frequence, meaning to do something over and over and over and over. So when you do something repeatedly, you have what's called frequency. If you look at an oscillation of frequency, it's going up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down at varying lengths, which determine our vibration. I know this word has been kind of bandied about for a long time. Not saying that it's been totally misused, but it has a lot, and I think it's time for us to understand that vibration is the essential thing, and it's not just a word. It's something we have to embody if we want to access the electromagnetic truth that lives inside of our hearts and our crowns that connects us back to the electrical universe. If we don't have that, then we are not able to attract the destiny that's meant for us, and we will not see that mission come to fruition. So it's really important that we look inside of ourselves and see what is holding my frequency back. Our root programs, which are our addictions, those can manifest in many ways. Substance abuse is a very evident one, but there's other ones too. For me, it was alcohol, and I'll be honest, with COVID and everything going on, being quarantined has brought a lot of anxiety into my life. To try to cope with that, I was drinking excessively. It's been a pattern in my life. This is kind of how I handle problems. I know a lot of other people do the same. We have our substance, or we have our pattern, I'll say, to try to cope with emotions, but really right now the only way out is through, and I had to stop to get through all these emotions, let them process, listen to my body, listen to what it really needs in terms of sustenance so that I can be the best self that I possibly can. Because if I'm not doing that, I am not bringing forth that light, I'm not connecting to my electromagnetic truth, and therefore I'm not attracting that destiny that I have predestined, that I've decided on in my heart. It's not able to emanate through me because I'm causing a blockage and basically creating what feels like an upward cycle by momentarily suspending the emotions, but it actually just creates a slowly downward spiral. I found a lot of ways to rationalize, like, well, it's a time where I really need it, and like it's for alchemy purposes. Don't rationalize, because this is not about judgment. This is about what we objectively need to do here, and we can handle this ourselves. We can process it with absolutely no Novocaine. We have to look at any patterns that are holding us back right now, address them, and understand that they are not us. In a lot of ways, they're decoying us light workers into staying in a trap so that we can't show up for this next part of our mission, which is to transition the world into the golden age of the new renaissance, which is in 5D. Recognize all these things, and instead of trying to fight through them, just choose to let go and surrender. Because the truth is, all of these addictions are keeping you resonant with lower parts of yourself that need to be surrendered in order for us to move on from them, so that they didn't exist. And they only really existed for us to take the courage required to overcome them, but now what we're left with is just the quality of courage of what we overcame, but we don't necessarily remember or need to remember what it was that we overcame, because that just creates fixation patterns that again come from the root, and that's another form of addiction. So we need to overcome all forms of addictions that are keeping us stuck in like mental fixation patterns so that we can access our heart, which knows the truth. We are warriors, and it's our time to really be brave. We got this. Just check in with yourself and see where you're at, address these emotions and let them come up, and don't judge them. Just let them come up, breathe through it, eat well, drink lots of water, surround yourself with the people who are truly reflecting you, who really see you. Remember ultimately that this is part of the mission, and you are in complete control of the way the story goes now. Let's do this. Let's co-write a new renaissance, okay? I love you guys so much, and we are in this together.